Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. I've got another part in the Bear Creek Arsenal 458 SOCOM Complete Upper Assembly series for you. This was actually an unplanned part, kind of doing this off the cuff. In part 3, I had opened up the gas port in the barrel just a little bit. I took about 15 thousandths out of that hole, enlarged it by 15 thousandths of an inch in diameter. And I posted that video. Got it running right. It was under gas before. That got it running right. It's running great ever since I made that change. But I got a lot of concerns from you guys. I upload my videos to YouTube, BitChute, and Gunstreamer. And I heard back from a lot of you guys that I have ruined the accuracy in that barrel. Bear Creek Arsenal is known for making really accurate barrels, believe it or not. They're a budget company, but they make some really accurate barrels. And a lot of you were concerned that I destroyed the accuracy in that barrel. Well, I've got some of the same ammo today. This is the same lot number, same everything that I was using in part 1. If you're following this series, I hope I haven't lost a lot of you, but I can't go back and cover every video with each new part. It would get redundant and make the videos really long. So if you're following along, in part 1, we zeroed this upper with this ammo, and I was shooting 2-inch groups roughly, with 3-shot groups within 2 inches at 100 yards. So if I have destroyed the accuracy by opening that port up, I don't think I have, but if I have, it should show up on paper. So I want to shoot a 5-shot group today, and we'll see if I've just ruined this barrel and I'm suddenly shooting 6-inch groups. Only one way to find out. Let's get to it. Let's see what we've got here. This is my downrange camera. You can see it's still running. Let's go ahead and stop it. Just a little inexpensive handheld camera that I use for these downrange shots so that you guys can see the target. And here's our target. I'll explain that in just a second. But here's all 5 of our shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get my tape measure out here. From the center to the center of the farthest 2 apart. And we've got about 1 5/8 of an inch, 5-shot group at 100 yards. Now it's to the right. If you'll remember in part 1, that sight-in video, we had a strong wind coming from right to left. So I zeroed in that wind. Today it's really calm out. We're hitting a little bit to the right. Wind can really affect those big, heavy, slow-moving bullets. So I can actually come, each square is 1 inch. That scope is 1/4 MOA per click. So I can actually come probably 4 clicks, maybe 5 clicks to the left and be good. I'll be about where I want to be. So that shows how much wind can affect you. But as you can see, opening up that port didn't change my accuracy any at all. If anything, I shot better. And I can tell you why I shot better. I shot poorly last time. Number 1, because the conditions were bad out. And number 2, I was under stress. That downrange camera battery was about dead. So I was pushed. From the time that I turned that camera battery, or from the time I turned the camera on, I knew I had to get back down to my shooting mat and get those shots off quickly in order to get that on video. Today, I didn't have that trouble. My battery was fully charged. I turned the camera on, took my time going back down, took my time getting ready before I ever turned the other camera on from the shooting mat position, because I knew I had plenty of battery life. Little things like that can get in your head and make you shoot poorly. 2 inches at 100 yards with a 458 SOCOM, a budget 458 SOCOM, mind you, is not that bad. That's pretty fair accuracy. So I'm not complaining. I'm just trying to explain what was going on in that first video. Now this big tear you see here, anytime you guys see me shooting from prone like that up there on my shooting mat, I'm always shooting into my backstop. My backstop is down there. Anything that gets past this target is going into my backstop. And beyond that backstop is nothing more than a big hill. But directly behind the target, I also keep a piece of old scrap steel. You can see I've used it a lot. It's all beat up and chewed up. But that's just an extra protection to keep anything from going where it's not supposed to go. So I'm hitting that chunk of steel. It saves my trees and shrubs and bushes down here from being hit, and it keeps anything from escaping my range. I always have that same setup when you guys see me shooting like that. I need a new piece of steel though. That one's pretty rough shape. So what that tear is just a piece of jacket or bullet or a piece of steel came off of that steel target and ripped back through this way. That's all that tear is. Our group is right here. All right, so I hope that cleared that up. It didn't affect accuracy any noticeable amount whatsoever. In fact, I shot better today than I did before, but I don't blame that on opening the gas port up. I blame that on better conditions and me being more laid back today than I was in that first video. Not nearly as stressed today. Stress plays a big role. In fact, while I'm talking about that, shooter input causes more accuracy problems than anything else. If you had a big pie chart drawn out and you had shooter input here, it would be like 90% of the pie chart. Then you would have little things that you could do to the gun to improve accuracy or whatever. But shooter input and my abilities, your abilities, that's what matters. Whatever little bit, let's just say for an instant that me opening up that gas port 15,000ths of an inch, let's say that I caused some kind of a burr in there and it threw my accuracy off 1/10 of an inch. I'd never know it. My abilities are not good enough to notice 1/10 of an inch. Shooting out here, I'm shooting across the cow pasture in the prone position. I'm just not going to notice 1/10 of an inch because of my abilities and my shooter input. It's going to cover up any little thing like that. So it doesn't matter. It has no relevance. So I hope that I hope that answers the question. I hope that lets you guys know that I didn't destroy the barrel by opening that port up. And I do want to say thank you to my patrons. You guys are what, you're allowing me to do these videos. And I really appreciate it because I have a lot of fun doing them. And I'd really miss it if I weren't able to. So thank you guys a ton. I'll be in debt to you guys forever for that. So that's all I got. And I'll talk with you guys again soon.